President Biden is looking to turn the page from his debate performance with the kickoff of the NATO summit getting underway in Washington, D.C. But some are still questioning whether he should stay in the race for re-election or drop out.
Meanwhile, former President Donald Trump appears close to naming his vice presidential candidate, and it could happen at his rally tonight right here in South Florida.
That's right. We have live team coverage for you tonight. Joe Murray is standing by with the reaction from Florida Democrats.
But let's start now with our Chelsea Jones. She is live at Trump National Doral, where the former president is set to give remarks in just a couple of hours. Chelsea?
Yeah, so we are atop the 10th hole here at Trump's Doral Golf Club. This is the Blue Monster course here at this golf course, and honestly, there are hundreds of thousands of people here simply waiting for the former president to come and take the stage. So I do want to give you a look at what we can see right now. A sea of red, white, and blue, honestly, and happy people, as you just got a thumbs up from that guy there, simply waiting. People have filed into this rally area just about 2 p.m. this afternoon, and we have been seeing a bit of a heat issue. It's very hot. Some people have been passing out and needing to be treated by medical professionals. But again, a lot of excitement is still here for the people that came out to see Trump. So let's get into what we can expect for tonight. The former president is slated to talk inflation, immigration, and the state of the economy. All things that will appeal to the Florida voter. For the last roughly 2 weeks, Trump has taken sort of a wait-and-see approach, while questions as to Biden's cognitive abilities have been called into question following his debate performance. And when asked about it, Trump has said it seems that Biden will be the Democratic nominee. And I'm sorry, it is loud, so obviously you will hear some of what's happening here. And right now they're playing a video of the former president on stage. But I do want to pinpoint that people we talked to say they want to know who Trump will pick for his vice president. Last night on the Sean Hannity show, he did say Florida Senator Marco Rubio, who will be here tonight, is on the table alongside Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, North Dakota's Governor Doug Burgum, and South Carolina Senator Tim Scott. We did catch up with one of his senior advisors. Take a listen to what she had to say about it.
We are going to protect.
He really just wants someone who can do the job. I mean, I think that that's the most important thing, and especially when you're contrasting with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. I mean, anybody on the Republican side, any of the names that the media has mentioned on the Republican side, you know, would just do such a better job.
Lower taxes, less government regulation, smaller government. Stick government with the essentials, follow the Constitution, and make those things worthwhile to come out and vote for, and make America great again, as they say.
Any way possible, we got to get your vote.
So listen, I got one of Elliot's favorite things here, my fan, because it is very hot, and we are just beginning. Things are not slated to start here until 7 p.m. with Trump's remarks, and then at 5:30 we are expected to hear from some speakers. Senator Rubio is expected to be one of them. We'll continue to monitor the situation here and bring you updates as we get it. For now, we are live in Doral. I'm Chelsea Jones, CBS News, Miami.
He was talking about that fan.
That fan's certainly coming in handy. Chelsea, smart thinking on your part.